Baby, let's ride with the top down, ride with the top down, yeah, we on top now. We gon' touch your block down, low rider with the top down, baby, let's ride.
Cause you know that on the ride, I got my brothers with me, they forever by my side. I know my time is coming, you gon' see me in the sky, cause it's anti-him, you know we got them.
What's good, you guys? You kicking it with the Rap Pack crew. My name is Chaz.
It's your girl Jay.
It's Reese.
And it's your girl Haley, and you are now sitting with the Rap Pack crew.
So, what we getting into today?
All right, you guys, we have a special guest for you, as you can see. Sitting here with us today on this episode, we have Rubin, also known as Big Rube. He is an aspiring artist. He has an album called Contemplating with 16 tracks on it, and it's available on all streaming platforms. And he also has another album called Deep in Thought that's available on SoundCloud. So y'all, get out there, try to listen to him. All right.
So tell us about yourself.
Okay, so I'm 19 years old. I'm from San Francisco, California, the Bay. And I've been making music for like 3 years now. And so, yeah, just been starting out the grind a little bit.
So what inspired you to get into music?
So what inspired me to get into music, I've always loved music. And just really like, rap is something you can really express who you really are in. And so, like rap is, there's so many different forms of it, but you can be true to yourself in it, either way which one you choose. So music is just a way I could be me.
Okay. Most artists, when they make an album or a piece of work of theirs, they want something to be learned from it, or for the listeners to find in it, like some type of meaning. So what do you want people to find in any one of your albums?
With my music, I want people to find that kind of like that old school sound is still there. And so like with my music, like I don't make like hype tracks really, or like club music. I make more like conscious, kind of like thinking music, kind of music that makes you really just kind of think about where you are and like what you're doing right now. So kind of just really just going deeper than the surface with it. And so I want people to really kind of just feel a vibe from my music. Just feel it. That's all I want.
Any hidden meanings?
Huh?
Any hidden meanings?
No. I just like, my music is just a vibe. So that's all I want people to feel.
Okay. Who are your inspirations or your idols?
Drake, of course, Tupac, Big, Nas.
Right.
OGs.
Yeah, a lot of the OGs, Dr. Dre, really Dr. Dre. Just really, I mean, I'm a big fan of 90s rap, like that old school lyrical and soulful rap. And then, of course, the West, because that's where I'm from, and all them old school beats. And
You gotta represent.
gotta represent, of course. And just, I'm really a fan of like the culture. And I really, like one of my biggest influences too is J. Cole, because he keeps it real with his music as well. So.
Yeah.
Right.
As an artist, what fuels your creativity?
Really whatever I feel, and whatever mood I'm in. Like, a lot of the songs I wrote when I felt a certain way, or like it's just a certain mood, and then I gotta go off that. Just emotion, really.
What do you feel are your strengths in your music? What do you like when you write your songs? How do you feel?
One thing I do feel, I feel that lyricism is a strength. I definitely want to be like seen as somewhat of a lyricist, and I feel like I can do that pretty well. And I feel that one of my good strengths is flow too. Like a lot of people tell me I got a very, very smooth flow. And yeah, I just feel like I have a certain like genuine aspect to my music. Like when you hear it, you could tell that it's true. So just keeping true to the track.
So, how do you go about like picking like a beat or choosing? Yeah.
I actually listen to tons of beats all the time. I love instrumentals, and so for me, it gotta be what I feel when I hear it. And like certain songs, like, I mean, there's certain songs I want to make on each album. Like you want to make you want to make a hype song, you want to make a slow song, you want to make a smooth song, but just finding certain beats that like encapsulate what you feel in it. And so it's like, it's kind of, when you hear it, it's one of those things, when you hear it, you know you're going to use it. Yeah.
What do you plan on like doing with like your music and stuff? Like, what do you see for yourself in the future?
So I don't want to just do music in the future. So I want music, I want that to be the main thing, but I also want to like really branch out into like acting and movies and things like that too. Like I don't want to just be in movies all the time, but I really want to go full circle with everything. Like I want to do a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Any musical backgrounds?
Yeah, so I grew up playing piano actually. So that was one of the things. My mom, she made me play piano. I started playing piano from like 3 to 12. So, and then took some time, and then when I got back into music, that's when I started producing. So then from producing to rap.
Do you have any words of encouragement or something that you want to tell like the people who are just starting off as like very young artists and they're aspiring to be in the music career, like have a music career? Do you have any like words of encouragement for them?
Just find a sound that is true to you, and just find out what you want to say and what mark you want to leave with your music. And it's like, don't be afraid to be you. You don't have to be like everybody else. Just be your own sound, and be as true to the music as you can.
It's the only way.
Only way.
So you say you're a big advocate of music from the 90s era.
Yeah.
If you could be featured on a track with the artist from that era, who would it be and why?
Tupac. I can't even think about that one. Tupac. Yeah, Tupac for sure. Or either Tupac, or Tupac or Big, to be honest.
Right.
But then, I don't know. That's a hard one though. I would say Tupac because he gonna keep it real regardless. Big because, he just got that aura that the track is gonna be a hit.
Right.
And then the last one I would say Dre because the beat is gonna be amazing. So, I don't know. But I wouldn't want to work with tons of people though, because I would want to work with R&B groups too. True. Like 90s music that's where everything is everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, because I feel like you have the hip hop culture, or like the culture period, like it started way back. Like way back. Like it didn't start in the 90s, which most people think like, the 90s, 80s, like that's when we started having hip hop culture. No, it started way before then. But like the 90s kind of like gave it like a structure, like a form.
Yeah.
It
just put everything together.
Yeah, like from back in the day, you got like DJ Herc and all of them, like and Grandmaster Flash, like they laid the foundation.
Yeah.
But like the 90s, like NWA, like you know what I'm talking about, like the grimy stuff, like that, formed a structure for it, like
So how do you feel about like rappers and artists today in our generation?
I love it. Trust me, I love it. Like, yeah. That was kind of a hard question, but I'm trying to think for real. Music is great. It's just, it's a lot different. The sound is so different. Like, it kind of went full circle. It's like, it's in an interesting spot, but it's still great. Rap is still great.
Okay, so you said like when it comes to like R&B groups, like you said you would want to work with them. Who would you want to work with for R&B?
Definitely SWV.
Ooh, I was not.
Yeah, that's a.
I was not expecting that.
That's a
wow.
That's a vibe.
Right.
Oh my gosh, I was
Escape.
Okay.
Of course. Tony.
Oh yeah.
What?
Oh,
You going fast?
Yes.
You couldn't
Oh,
okay.
Okay, let me prepare myself this time. Because I was not prepared.
I feel like I'm missing somebody.
Gosh.
I feel like I'm missing somebody. It's at the top of my head. I just can't. Oh, New Edition for sure.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, the 90s had so much soul too. Like, not just rap, like, the 90s was just.
Music in general.
Music was just.
I
Yeah.
mean, from the music, the fashion, though, like the 90s was just
Yeah.
it. Like,
Yeah.
it was it.
But then the 2000s was hard too, though. Like, the music we grew up with too.
Right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the 90s gave hip hop a direction.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
the 90s music gave. Okay.
Yeah.
You like recording. What is your thought process like as you approach making a song?
That's a good question. So a lot of the songs I've actually written in the studio, like, cause I like to do it in the moment. Like, I know the beat and I have the title for the song. Like, I know what I'm gonna talk about in the song, but either I just haven't written it or I just haven't come down to talking about it. So like, the process for the song is really just like, all right, I gotta hone in, I gotta focus, I just gotta like catch that vibe, and then just kind of do my thing on it, really. So just really kind of write down what I feel or what's going on in the moment, or just like whatever I'm talking about, trying to just focus on that.
So how would you? How often do you go to the studio to record?
Well, studio's actually really expensive, but I mean, when I was doing my album Contemplating, I was going to the studio probably like in a month time frame, I was probably going like 3 times a week. And so just really like, just really finishing everything and trying to get everything like right. And so taking that time is really important. Oh, that's another thing for young artists. It's great to record at home, and that's where some of the best songs come out. But if you really want to get like that professional sound, try to go to the studio at least once. You got to do it with the big boys. Right. You got to do it big. If you're gonna do it, you got to do it big. So.
What's one of your favorite tracks that you've done so far?
I actually have 2.
2?
Yeah, I actually have 2. So I'll probably say "Still Deep in Thought." That was the intro for Contemplating, because that was one of the later tracks I recorded. But I had that beat for a long time, and so I had that beat for almost a year. But I knew that was going to be the intro. But like, that was one of the songs, like, when we did make it, that session was just like, wow, like, I really feel like I know I'm meant to do this. It was just like that feeling of like, damn, like, I just made this. And it's like, it's a feeling it can't explain. That's one of my favorites. And then Confusion was that's one of my favorites too, because I had so much going on at the time. And so it was like, this was going on, this was going on. So I was like, damn. And so I remember when I wrote that song, I just, like, one night, I just sat down and I just wrote everything, how I feel. Like, that was one of the few songs I just sat down and wrote it. And so I was like, okay. And then I just went to the studio the next week, and I made the song, and I was like, yeah, this is real. This is straight from the heart, for real. Because that was a song about my grandpa. My grandpa had recently passed during that time. So it was like, it was just a lot going on in that space. And so it was kind of those things like, where's your head at? And for me, the music was the best way to like express that.
Right. Y'all, please go check out Contemplating, please.
Please.
On all streaming platforms.
Okay, so as an artist, where would you like to perform? Like what is your goal? What is your like highest stage performance goal?
What is my goal? That's a good one. I used to say the Grammys, but recently it's like, you know, my perception has kind of changed. But probably one of my goals, I mean, let's see, anywhere big in Cali, probably AT&T Park, actually. AT&T Park, that's where the Giants play. That's I mean, that's my home, San Francisco. So just being able to do that for probably my home that would be like the big moment.
Wow, you made it.
Yeah, I'd be like if I got to do that, because it's a really big stadium, and like if there was all those people there to see me, I'd be like, damn, like I really made it. Either that or anywhere in New York, because when you make it to New York too, you doing something.
Yeah, you got something going on for you.
Then,
Look, y'all got some good questions.
Let's see. It's very popular for today for mainstream artists to recognize, you know, upcoming artists. If you had to pick a mainstream artist to be recognized by, who would it be?
I mean, part of me wants to say Drake, because if you get recognized by Drake, you're gonna be known instantly. But anybody really. Like if I was recognized by anybody, I would just be like, I would really appreciate that and try to run with it as much as I can, because all you need is a put on. You just need one put on. So, I mean, if I was recognized by anybody, I would just try to do the best with it. Try to ride the wave until I got there.
Right.
You know, just. But anybody really. If I got a shout out from anybody, I would be like, thank you so much. Even if I didn't even like the music, I'd just be like, hey, appreciate you. Like it's all that.
From the business side of music, would you prefer to be signed to a label or be an unsigned artist?
I'm not gonna lie, I would definitely prefer to be signed to a label, but I would prefer to be signed to a label only because, I mean, marketing, a label has the connections. You can't dispute that. Like a label, as much as we want to be independent, a label is gonna put you on to places you can't really put yourself, or at least by yourself without any support. So I would be signed to a label maybe for the marketing standpoint, and then like when you get signed to a label, you also get like an exponential amount of studio time. And so like being able to record studio time without having to worry like how you're gonna pay for it and all the extra stuff. Like if I had an exponential amount of studio time to just work, I would want that. But whatever the wind goes.
So do you have a particular like label you want to be signed to, or it just doesn't matter?
I definitely would want to be signed to RCA. They got Bryson, they got her, they got a lot of artists who their music kind of flows for themselves, and so I like that because we see a lot of labels dictate the music you make, but they seem like they still, especially with their starting projects too, they get to make what they want to make. Like for Bryson Tiller, Trap Soul is one of my favorite projects, and so he had a ton of samples on there, and so to be able to use those samples too, like that means that the label is behind him 100%. Right? So, her too, I love her. That's one of my favorite singers right now. Her. Yeah.
What other avenue would you pursue?
I would definitely do acting. Acting is one thing I feel like I've always wanted to do for real, but I've done it before, but I've never been like serious about it, but I know I could do it for real. And I want to do, like one of my biggest goals is I want to do a film, but I want to be established as an artist first. But when I do this film, I don't want to just be a cameo. Like I don't want to just be like, oh, that's Big Rube in that movie. Like I want to be like a for real role that is like, wow, he can actually act. Like I actually feel something, you know?
Do you have any projects within the filmmaking game currently?
In the filmmaking, no, I don't have any projects in it. I mean, not for real. Just like little ideas here and there, but not like no.
You should actually like write this. I mean, like
Write
do
down
something
your
like for
plan.
real, because you know, like, I mean, a lot of people believe in Ice Cube when he came up and started writing with Friday, like, and then he was starring in it. So I mean, not a lot of people's like, the dude from NWA, like the rapper, like he can act. And then look at him now, you know?
Is
So,
that to a
like,
lot of his roles today?
yeah,
Right.
so I mean, like, if anything, like, you should use that as an inspiration, like, do your stuff, like, do your own stuff, like, 'cause you can do this, honestly, like, I'm just saying, I believe in you.
Thank you. That's really.
We should definitely collab, but we already talked
But yeah,
about it.
like,
Yeah.
hey, this dude, just know, I'm soon, you're gonna see that.
Right. So, any upcoming music things we should be looking out for?
Alright, so I really recently started working on my next project, Overthinking. And so, when I was in high school, I dropped my first mixtape. It was called Deep in Thought. And then Contemplating was like the debut album, but Overthinking is gonna be like the last of a thought aesthetic. Like it's like a trilogy. And so it's like Deep in Thought, then Contemplating, then Overthinking. They all mean the same thing, but different tones. And so Overthinking is really gonna be me like, alright, I'm not this same naive kid, like, I'm gonna make it like I used to be. Now it's like, I'm in the real world, I'm on my own, I'm doing things like differently now. And so it's just like, I'm in a different mindset now. It's like, and in that being me, like, more mature and everything, it's like now I feel like I'm more hungry than ever. And it's like, I know what I need to do to go get to the bag and like, go get there. So it's like now I feel like, alright, like, it was fun games and it was like hungry, but now it's time to be for real.
That hunger do something to you.
Yeah.
Hey.
But Overthinking, if everything goes right, Overthinking should drop very soon.
Be on the lookout.
How soon you talking? I mean,
I-
just for the viewers, but you know, also for me.
Most likely during the summer.
Summer. So summer 2019.
Summer 2019.
Summer
But,
2019.
we got the
Y'all be
date.
on the
What?
lookout.
but that's not the only project that's gonna drop in the summer.
What? Some
Same
fast.
project?
So my boy Hunter, also yeah, shout out to my boy Hunter Dane. He's on Contemplating. That's one of my best friends back home. Great music. Look him up. Gone Mad. He just dropped his project recently. Me and him, that's been one of my best friends since we met. And so he has a studio at his house. We record there constantly too. And so like before I left, I was at his house like every day for months. Like that's where we be at. And so I'm gonna do Overthinking, but we also been working on this project, our collab project for a minute. So that might drop this summer too. But not even just that. I was thinking about doing switching up my sound a little bit. I was thinking about doing like a Funk Waves EP, kind of like some Calvin Harris type. Not like no singing. Like I'm gonna still be rapping on the beat, but switching it up a little bit. Just a little 4-track EP.
Okay, so just stepping out of
Yeah, just trying new things and really, because putting as much music out there as I can and trying to build my name.
I'm ready.
So, do you have any social media that our followers can follow you on?
Oh yeah,
Keep
perfect.
up with you?
So my Instagram is big_Rube_1999. My Twitter is BigRube99, and then Snapchat is Ruben_Perkins. And yeah, and the links, you can find the links on there too, to my music and everything. Oh, and I also have a merch too, so
Yeah,
go get that.
they contemplating.
Yeah.
Go ahead and get it.
Get this merchandise. So you, with your merchandise, I heard that you have like hoodies and t-shirts.
I just have hoodies right now,
Hoodies
but
right now?
probably for Overthinking, I'll do the whole 9 yards probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll probably do like the little.
That link is also in your bio and your social media. Okay, so y'all that's in the link in his bio and social media, so make sure you go and follow my boy.
Yeah.
Get the hook up on this new merch, period. Alright guys, it's been fun kicking it with you, but we gotta go. So, as usual, my name is Jay.
My name is Chaz.
I'm Reese.
And I'm Haley, and you have been sitting with the Rat Pack Crew.
Gang.
But from deep in thought, now I'm contemplating.